Hello everyone. In this video we're going to learn how to replace the keypad on HME headsets. This is HS6300, this is 6100, and this is 6200. The replacement keyboard are three different colors: black, blue, and gray, but they are all interchangeable. For example, if you cannot find the right color, any other color would work. There are no special electronics that would differentiate these other than the color. So you can use any for any keypad for any of these. So this is how the keypad comes, brand new. It has adhesive on this side and adhesive on the back. Installation is very easy. I'm gonna go ahead and install it in the 6200, which is a black one, but you could do the same with either one of these colors. Like I said, this is the same. The connector on the back is the same as the 6200. All right, so there are two ways to replace this: easy way or hard way. The easy way is to just do it without using a screwdriver or anything, and the difficult way is that you have to open this and kind of have access from the back. The only reason you want to, if you can't do it the easy way, you have to do it the hard way, is that if you're trying to peel this out, the top cover, and it's kind of stuck there because it's silicone glue is attached in 3 points. The silicone glue is attached over here, here, and here in the center. These are the 3 points where it has silicone glue on the back side. Let me actually find an open one and show you what I mean. So here is an open housing of the headset. If you look right here, there's a little silicone glue right here and right here. Now these silicone glues are not like really holding, it's not like super glue. It's a very soft glue that if I push it, watch how easily it separates. There, it got separated. That's how easily it gets separated. It's just silicone glue. So this means that since this glue is not that strong, you can remove this from this side without having to open this. In very rare cases you have to open it. So let's start the surgery on this one. First I'm gonna need like a prying tool. I could use my nails, but you could see if it's easy to do it with your nails, you could do it. If not, use a prying tool. So I see it's not that easy to do it with my nail, so I'm gonna use like a dull knife or any object to pry this out. Remember, this is trash anyways, because these buttons are stuck. They don't work. They're like stuck in the press position. So as soon as you turn on the headset, it thinks the button B is pressed and it goes to registration mode. That's the reason these don't work, by the way. Is that oil gets inside, or it gets the plastic gets stuck inside. So there are so many water gets inside. So that's why sometimes you have to replace them. So let's see how I'm kind of guiding the knife inside without actually like pulling it to break it, because you could break it easily, so you have to be careful. So you just kind of, you know, push it around and kind of release it. So let me show you the anchor points. As you can see, there are two anchor points here and one anchor point on the top. So when you are putting the replacement, you have to make sure to put the one with one anchor point on the top, these two at the bottom, like this. You have to put it like this. Now this, you're not out of the woods yet, because this is also glued to this. So you have to kind of pry this out as well. And let's see how difficult this is. Now let me tell you something. Watch this, watch. See the position of this. See how this goes like that, right? So the connector is here, which means you can slide the knife here and you will not be blocked by the connector or damage the connector. Not that we care, because that's trash anyways, even if we damage the connector. But remember, there's a flat ribbon cable you don't want to damage. All right, so we go like this. See that? See, let me show you. See? So do it nice and easily, because you will break the cable. This is trash anyways, but the cable is still good. And you will break the cable if you do it rapidly. So do it slowly, very slowly, and maybe you need a little help from here. Just a little. Don't push it too far, because you will damage the cable. And voila, there it is. Let me show you the cable what I was talking about. Look at that cable. See that cable? This cable is what I was talking about. You don't want to break that cable. So in order to disengage this cable, let's see which camera would be best. Let me see if this camera would pick up better. So in order to disengage this cable, I don't know, man. I want to zoom in further, but I don't know if I zoom in further I might lose focus. There. So what you want to do is, if you see these two little thingies, you have to push these out like that. See how I pushed it out? Now the cable will slide out like this. So now this is out. I have to take the new one, right? This is the new one. The new one has adhesive in the back, but you have to remove that adhesive. However, you have to be very careful, because when you remove that adhesive, this will stick on it. You don't want this to stick on it, because this needs to go underneath here. Underneath here. You don't want this to get stuck here. Okay? So be very careful. So I'm going to open this. This is the open position. Now I'm going to peel this, but I'm not going to completely remove it, because I want it to because I don't want it to get stuck with the flat ribbon cable. You make sure that you push it in all the way, like it doesn't go in anymore, and then lock these. See, I locked them. Now you can remove this. Now this is the critical part, because this is sticky. See, it already got stuck. See, this got stuck. See this? It's very critical. So you have to push this cable out of the way. See, I want to show you what I'm doing here, because you don't see what I'm doing. Push the cable out of the way. So a lot of the time, you may be better off to attach this first and then glue this to that, because when you do that, it's aligned much better. So let's attach that first. You have to remove this. Okay, this is removed. Clean this. Clean it very well with alcohol or whatever you want to clean it with. This is a because I'm just teaching you. I'm not doing this for real, so I'm not gonna waste too much time cleaning. I'm just gonna show you how it's done. So now you have to align this so good so that there is not a single misalignment or glue adhesive visible. Because if you have adhesive visible from here, that means you did not align it properly. See, there is no adhesive visible. All the adhesive is underneath this frame. So the alignment was perfect. Now we have to push in this cable. Push it in and snap it back in. Apply pressure here so it stays seated, and voila. This is now ready. Now I'm going to turn it on. Okay. All the 5 buttons work perfectly. So There you go. That's how you replace one of these guys. This is the connector that you want to be mindful of when watch out not to break. And you could have done this on any of them. I did it on a 6200. You could do this in a 61 or 6300. Or also with some Clearcom headsets. But the problem with the Clearcom is that it's not going to be A1, B, A2. It's going to be IC1, IC2, and ISO will be in the middle. Or if it's the WH340 for football, it's going to be X0 and X and all. It's going to be. That's what the button's going to say. But the functionality is the same. You could use that. All right. I appreciate watching the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe.